Make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell if you want to get the videos as soon as they upload.
YouTube, what up? Welcome back to another Pounds 978 custom video. And right now I want to talk to you guys about Freddy Fazbear. Yes, from Five Nights at Freddy's. Someone asked me if I could turn this into a Spider-Man, and at first I told them no because it would just look weird proportionately, and I wouldn't know how to paint the face if he's not masked up. But he told me go right ahead, just give him the traditional cobweb pattern and leave the mouth open. Just sculpt some eyes over it. And that's what I tried to do. I just sculpted some eyes, left the mouth open, and painted the traditional Spider-Man suit on this Freddy Fazbear. And I gotta be honest, I think it looks pretty cool. The head was the hardest part. Not knowing where to place the cobweb pattern was the most annoying, I would say. But while I was on Spider-Man, I said, you know what would look cool? Having a Venom version of Freddy Fazbear. And this is Nightmare Freddy, the Venom version. I decided to just make it for fun, and also decided to give it away to the same guy who commissioned the Spider-Man. So now he has a Spider-Man and a Venom, and I think it looks cool. One thing I do want to note though is that this Nightmare Freddy is a bootleg, but standing side by side you could barely tell. They both look great together. You get a Venom and you get a Spider-Man. It's weird to see, honestly. I don't really collect Five Nights at Freddy's. My son actually has a ton of them. I bought him a bunch of these and he said I could use his Nightmare Freddy. Well, he said I could have it because he doesn't care about these anymore. I even saw a figure at Walmart that I wanted to turn into a Carnage version, but I didn't want to buy it to paint it for no reason because it wasn't commissioned. Just like Venom, he wasn't commissioned, but because it was easy to make, I decided to just give it to the same guy who commissioned the Spider-Man. But I did want to make that Carnage, I'm not gonna lie to you. But Freddy Fazbear as Spider-Man looks pretty decent in my eyes. I didn't paint an emblem on the chest because I figured the tie would substitute for an emblem in the front, and that was just my own opinion. Again, the head was the hardest thing because there was no pattern for me to follow. There was no one who did a Five Nights at Freddy Spider-Man, so I couldn't follow anyone. I had to just try to figure out where to place the cobwebs so they can all meet and match up. And seeing that this figure has a snout, it is really difficult to just make the webs wrap around symmetrically. And so that was the biggest issue. Same thing with the ears. I didn't paint any webs on the ears for that reason. He told me to leave the hat on and leave the mouth open, so that's what we did. We just repainted the teeth. That's pretty much it. I didn't paint the joints because I wanted to leave it like it's still a mechanical bear, so the joints are still silver, but everything else is painted red, blue, and black. I think the head looks pretty cool. I'm pretty satisfied with it. The emblem is really nice to me. I do like the way the back emblem came out. One of the legs are a little off, but everything else seems to be pretty clean. And for a paintbrush and paint, that's as clean as it's gonna get without any 3D printing or anything like that. Here's something fun. If you have an extra Five Nights at Freddy figure, you can just pop off the head and pop it on like it's an unmasked Freddy Spider-Man. I don't know what to call him. Should it be like Freddy Parker or Pizza or Peter Fazbear? When I finished Venom, I didn't paint the gum line, and I thought that it looked good enough and people didn't complain about it or anything. But then looking at it later, I was like, let me add pink in the gums. You can see without it, it just seems like there's something missing. And with the gum line, I think it presents more of a Venom look, and that's the reason why I did it. Because this is a bootleg, you get a light up feature. You don't really get a light up feature with any of the original Freddy figures, but I think this is pretty cool. Come on. The emblem is ripped in a couple different parts because the bear itself is ripped, and so you can see the logo or the emblem in the front isn't complete. It doesn't have the head, more or less, because the light is in the way. Also, I wanted the light to still be functional, even though it's pointless and useless, but I wanted it to be functional. If it's there, let's keep it. Venom, I think, looks pretty cool. It's not black, even though it looks black. It's a gunmetal gray, and I like it. It's really glossy in comparison to the matted Spider-Man, and if you compare them to their Spider-Man action figure counterparts, you can see they look very similar. These are Hasbro made figures on the left and on the right. That's the classic Spider-Man and the symbiote Spider-Man, both by Hasbro. I wanted the Spider-Man bear to have the same colors as the most popular Spider-Man figure we have from Hasbro, and that's the retro carded one. And the colors are pretty much, I don't want to say identical because my shade of blue might be a little darker, but they are pretty much almost identical, if I can say that. Even though I didn't want to say that, I still said it. How dumb am I? Swapping the head, you can see that it does look pretty decent with a regular head on it. This is my son's figure, so you won't be getting an extra head, but I'm sure you have another Freddy figure because you bought the brand new one and sent to me so I can paint it. So I'm sure you have another one you can pop on if you really want to do this. Looks pretty cool if you want to take a couple photos. I'm not going to do an articulation segment, seeing that the joints weren't painted. On the black one, the joints were painted, but I assure you they'll be fine. On the red and blue Spider-Man, the joints are factory silver, so no paint is going to rub there. You should be able to move this figure in any pose that it naturally can do. But if you like these figures and you want to see more customs, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below your thoughts. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
But if you choose to subscribe, you the man. Yes, you. Everyone below in the comments, yes, you too. Thank you very much for showing me love. Who knew? It's ironic how we think out the box for you too, right?
Sing, 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 sing. Everybody.